Good evening, dear students. In our previous class, we all saw Meghavahana and Amritaprabha, swayamvara, and how he got the blessings from Varuna's parasol, and then he became the ruler of kingdom. Let's know that what happened next in today's class. Move for paragraph. Stop, cried the king, shocked at the sight. You wretch, you dare threaten another's life in my realm. The barbarian dropped his sword in terror and fell on his knees before the king. O noble one, have mercy. I am the leader of a troop of barbarians that live in this wood. My little son has fallen prey to some disease and is on his deathbed. If I kill this man, the gods will be pleased and save my son's life. If you prevent this sacrifice, my son dies and the rest of my troop will give up their lives with him. See there. Immediately King Meghavahana came and stopped that merciless person. And that barbarian said is about the sacrifice of man at a temple to save his sick son. The king says that this all and he is very shocked. He stops to barbarian and ask why he is threatening someone's life. He asked, who asked this one? King asked to that barbarian. Then the barbarian explained. What is that? The barbarian that his son is very ill, and if he doesn't perform the sacrifice, his son will go to die, and his troop might also give up their lives. Okay. Then the king sees the boy who is supposed to be sacrificed and feels torn because he wants to help, doesn't want anyone to die. The king glanced towards a bundle on the temple porch and presumed it to be the sacrificed boy. His heart was torn with confusion and compassion. See there, that king noticed that one, that bundle. That sick, the sacrificed boy, his heart was torn with confusion and compassion. This man whom you desire to protect, continued the barbarian, was wandering about alone and friendless in the forest. Is he of more value to you than this child with whom many persons are connected? Yes, next, the king sees the boy who is supposed to be sacrificed and feels torn because he wants to help but doesn't want anyone to die. The barbarian tries to convince that king, but no, that the child's life is more important than the man's life. How is possible, dear students? The victim is terrified and cries. That victim is terrified and cries, while the barbarian is also emotional. Barbarian also very emotional there because that his son is very ill, not wanting his son to suffer. Okay. The victim sat crying on the ground, a look of terror on his face. Tears fell from the barbarian's eyes. Sir, tell me what to do, he cried. I cannot see my son suffer this way. Okay, then the king spoke firmly. The king spoke very firmly. Firmly means what? Very strongly. firmly, very strongly. Firmly means strongly. Do not be distressed. Do not take tension. I will save your son as well as this victim. I offer my body to in sacrifice to Chandika. Kill me, O barbarian. May these two persons live. See there, then the king shows great courage and kindness. He offers his own life instead of victims, saying that he is willing to be killed so that both the victim and that barbarian son can live. He wants to sacrifice his life. The barbarian, struggling between incredulity and fear, took a step backward. Sir, you are the king. Your life should be protected at all times. Do not pity this victim. Let him die. His life is of no significance. The king shook his head impatiently. If I can use my body to stop a killing, why should I not? Do not speak another word. Kill me. The barbarian hung his head and made no move to take his sword. If you cannot bring yourself to strike at me, I will use my own sword for the purpose. So saying, the king drew out his sword. See there how the king sacrificed. The king wanted to sacrifice that one. Sacrifice that own body. Then the barbarian is very confused at time. That king said, "No, that barbarian." It happens that barbarians is very confused and doesn't know what to do because the king is risking his own life. What to do now? The king insists that it's okay to protect others. The king intimate that barbarian. What is that? It's okay, don't worry, to protect others, and tells the barbarian to kill him instead. The barbarian is so moved that he cannot act. Then turn the page. The barbarian and the victim watched in horror as Meghavahana was about to strike himself. His head was covered with divine flowers of exquisite color and perfume, and someone held back his arm. The king whirled around in surprise and beheld a person of heavenly appearance. Then he realized that barbarian, the victim, and the ailing boy had vanished. Wow. Oh, see there, dear students, what happens there? The King Meghavahana was ready for sacrifice now. Then himself, sacrifice himself to save that barbarian's son and that victim. But just at the moment, something miraculous were happened there. His head was suddenly covered with a beautiful, exquisite means that beautiful fragrant flowers, very perfumized flowers is there, flavor is there, and someone stopped him for striking, and the king turned around in surprise. The king turned around in surprise and saw heavenly divine figure. When he looked again, he noticed that no one is there. He noticed that again no one is there. The barbarian and the victim and the sick boy. No one is there. They are all vanished. They are all gone. It means, dear students, it means the story shows that because of the king's courage, selfishness and compassion, the gods entombed to save everyone. It highlights the rewards of bravery and virtue. We will continue the remaining parts of the paragraphs. How many paragraphs remaining there? Only 5 paragraphs are remaining. We will continue this in our next class. Good night.